Alright guys, let's break it down, shall we? So, Tycoon is being made by Invisio, published by Atari, yada yada yada. It's been delayed and delayed, and now they're supposed to do another live stream today, but they pulled it at literally the last second. We was all waiting for the stream, and then the guy from Alienware tells us it's been pulled. It's not good enough, it's really not. And that's the downfall here, or at least it plays a major part, is the marketing for this game. It's just terrible. I don't know why it's so bad. Like, how hard would it be to come in front of the camera, just tell us that they're sorry? That's all we wanted, and then I think, like, you know, it wouldn't be as bad. It's wrong. It's disrespectful to your fans. You know, your fans are trying to stay behind you on this. They're trying to stay with you. Yeah, but okay. So the game itself, it looks okay. It doesn't really look like a roller coaster tycoon game. It doesn't. I don't think it does at all, really. But how can it? You know, there's no buildings at launch. What's that about? Seriously, why? Why isn't something like that included? It's roller coaster tycoon. You know, you build buildings. You have been able to since the second one. So the game's supposed to be coming out in 2016, early 2016. So that's like what, March? That's not going to happen. Like, if they can't get a Twitch stream working to show us the game, they're not going to be ready. And there's supposed to be a beta 2 soon as well. Like, yeah, like, people have paid money to be in the beta, me included. I've brought it as well, and then, you know, I don't think they're going to do it. I really don't think they're going to give it us. Like, so whether that's false advertising, I don't know. Who knows on that one? But yeah, I mean, the game looks playable. The screenshots recently look good. Whether they're a true representation of the game, I don't know. We've seen some toilets and stuff recently. They're a little bit like a city zoo. They look a bit too generic. Apparently the coaster editor's better now, but we haven't seen it. Maybe we will have seen that in the stream. But apparently you can now do like piece by piece as well, which is nice because it was quite tricky to use before. I think a big issue with it is the lighting as well. Like, it doesn't look right. It just looks a bit too dark. Or maybe they tried to go like realism with the shadows, but it just doesn't seem to work with it. But yeah, another thing is, like, you have these pre-built coaster stations, and I just can't get my head around why there's pre-built coaster stations. If that all just make the parks look all the same, and it just takes away so much freedom. They've also put ride videos up recently, which is nice. They do look nice, but they still seem to be holding back. It's like they are frightened of criticism, which is fine. But, you know, criticism is a good thing as long as people aren't being nasty about it. It's a good thing if people criticise things when they're not right. So yeah, making a new tycoon with a developer who hasn't built a game like this it was always going to be hard, and I'm not nailing the coffin just yet. I just think they need to pick up the marketing, and they need to give us that second beta just to let us play it again. Maybe if we give it another chance, we might like it. Like I said, they have made improvements, so show us. Why don't you show us? The problem is people are getting fed up. They're getting fed up of waiting, and they're getting fed up with the lack of interaction. And I always hate it when people say they're loyal. They're like, oh, I'm loyal to Tycoon. It's like, no, you're loyal to Chris Sawyer and Frontier. They're who made the other games, not Invisio or anything like that. Atari didn't make them; they published them as well. So yeah, if you're defending the game for that, you are negatively affecting the development of the game, because you're saying you'll accept whatever they're put out. So yeah, the community backlash after the beta, that caused the delay. That was a good thing. If the community had just gone, oh, it's fine, yeah, leave it, we would have got trash at the game. And, you know, Invisio and Atari knew it was trash because they, you know, delayed it themselves. So yeah, I'm going a bit off topic here because of rant, but I feel it needs to be said. I really feel it needs to be said how we're feeling. So we want to support the game. We want you to pull it out of the bag. But how can we follow you if you're not going to help yourselves? Right. Okay. So Planet Coaster is the competitor, and honestly, I don't think they've done anything wrong at all. They talk to the community. They put these fantastic developer diaries out. They're stunning. Everything about that game looks great, and they've listened to what we want, and that's so important to what it is. But I'm not here to say it's better because we haven't seen gameplay of Planet Coaster yet. I'm just saying from what we have seen, you know, we are in for a treat. We're in for a serious treat. There's videos they put out. You can see the passion in the team. You really can. Even on the forums over there, the atmosphere is just nice. it's just a friendly place, and people are nice to each other. And if you go on the Tycoon forums, it's hostile. And right now, like, because they've pulled that stream, people are venting, and I mean pages and pages of people venting from this pull at PAX. But yeah, back to Planet Coaster, it's just beautiful. The terrain editor, the coaster editor, it just proves that, you know, it's piece by piece, but you can customize them, you can like tweak them around, and it just works. And it just what the genre needed. They did it with Screen Ride as well, but because that wasn't in a park environment, it wasn't shown as well. So yeah, the whole game looks right. It looks Pixar inspired, like that's the kind of the colours and the art thing. And I think from what I've read, is some of the people are from Pixar, like they used to work at Pixar and they're working it. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that has been what I've read. And I know some people want ultra realism, but I don't think that works in games like this, because it would age badly. The reason Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 still looks good is because it has that nice style. It has its own style. The Sims is another example. It's slightly cartoony, but it's perfect for that type of game. You know, we've got like No Limits and things for like the realistic looking. If you want to go into that, that's fine. I'm not here to judge what you should like and what I like realistic stuff as well. I play No Limits and it's fantastic. But for games where you're building a park and there's guests in the park, I feel that you need like a slightly cartoony look, because it just really works. The little difference really makes such a difference. Like, they posted a video on a SLC coaster and the train was rattling and the people were rattling with it, and it just looked fantastic. If you've been on these rides, you know they're a bit rough and they're a bit, you know, so yeah, that was just such a nice little touch. And the building systems they have, like, from what I'm aware, so you're going to be able to build, it's on a grid, but then you're going to be able to like build something else off it, so you'll have like another grid to build that, and then you can link them. So it's just, the freedom is just fantastic. They've really gone for it. And I really think this is because Frontier are developing it as well, like, as not the, you know, obviously they're developing it, but they haven't got a publisher on top of them, you know, nagging at them, and they have got complete control of what game they want to make. And the problem is, over at Tycoon, is they have Atari up on their backs. They have Atari, you know, in the offices and probably wanting updates and things like that, and that's why it was nearly rushed out. You know, this game was supposed to come out last year, and now, you know, it's the end of January and they say March. I don't think it'll be March, you know, but it could be March. I hope it is. I hope it's ready enough for us to do it, or maybe just a beta again. I think the beta will really help them. So yeah, all I can say is the hype train for Planet Coaster is speeding up, and people are losing faith in Roller Coaster Tycoon. And I really don't want Tycoon to fail. I'm sure you don't want Tycoon to fail. I'm sure everyone doesn't want it to fail. You know, we've got two games that could be stunning, and there's still time to save Roller Coaster Tycoon. And maybe it will be saved. You know, I hope it is, because I don't want the game to fail. It's a piece of art. A game is, you know, there's so many people working on it. It's a piece of art. So yeah, I hope they pull it out of the bag. I really do. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope I didn't moan too much. I just felt like these points needed to be put across. So thanks again, yeah.